A very good evening to everyone. Welcome to Global Online, and here we are with our preparation for NTA UGC Net Paper 1 for the batch 2022. And today we have started with a different concept where you are going to revise the important concepts under the crash course series, which is live every day at 9 p.m. Yes, a very good evening, Smita. Yes, so before we go ahead and before we start the session for the day, a very important announcement for all the students, okay, that is we are going to conduct again an All India Scholarship Test, which is for paper 1 and which will be scheduled on 23rd of June, that is at 6 p.m. So what is the speciality of this particular All India Scholarship Test for paper 1? You can attempt this test in order to attempt this test, you have to download the app, and with the help of that you can attempt the test, and whatever scores you get, okay, so in case if you are scoring maximum, that much amount of discount you will be getting. So if the student is scoring 100%, the student will get 100% discount on the fees of rupees 3,500. You can even download the Global Online app and do the process, or you can get in touch with us with the given WhatsApp number and can avail the facility. But just one thing which you have to remember, on 23rd of June 6 to 7 p.m. that is, this test will be aligned with 50 you will be having 50 questions. It will be same a replica of your final examination paper. Only after the test is attempted, the screenshot of the scorecard has to be sent on the WhatsApp number, so that you can avail your discount facility as well as the assess. In case if you are scoring 100%, for the assess also you have to send the screenshot on the given WhatsApp number. The choice is yours. There is no harm to try it. You can, if you feel it is comfortable, you can go for it. Okay, and now yes, what do we have under UGC Net Paper 1 to offer for you students? So first of all, we have this crash course. A new crash course will be starting from 27th of June, which consists of daily live lectures, notes on all the topics. Last year question papers are solved, that is 10-year question papers with answer key. Test series is also available, consisting of more than 2,500 questions, which you can download with the help of Global Online app, or you can ping us on the WhatsApp number. If you go on the app, you can go to the Google Play Store, download the app, get yourself registered with the mobile number. Then the course content you can see. So now we are just telling you the course content, because on 23rd if you attempt the test and if you are getting full marks, you can get this all free of cost. Okay, so in content we have all the folders unit wise, which consists theory lectures, MCQ lectures, notes, mock test and evaluation test. Today evaluation test I have not given, because today we are going to do first theory concept, so I'll be putting it tomorrow. Okay, and if you want to go for paper 2 also we have following subjects. The notes and MCQs are available, which is at the cost of 1,500. Okay, so now yes, very good evening to everyone, those all who have joined. Yes, so we know that we are going to do today, as I said, as I promised, we are going to do some important topics. You can take this as a last minute revision in case if you have missed any topic, so we can do quickly in the class. So for today's class I have taken the topic of system of modern education. I'll go in detail, but this particular unit, as you are aware that it is having totally 5 questions. The number of marks allotted to this unit is 10 marks. So each question carries 2 marks. This is one thing. Syllabus. Now this is what your syllabus is. Syllabus is very, very important. You should always be careful about what the syllabus consists. So we have institutions of higher learning and education in India. We have evolution of higher learning and research in post-independence period. We have a concept called as Oriental, conventional and non-conventional learning. This is also very important concept. This I'll come up with tomorrow. Professional, technical and skill-based education. So I will try to capture this both concepts tomorrow, because definitely there is seen question out of this. Value education and environmental education. I have taught these topics very well in the series. If you want, I will revise this topic. And then we did policies, governance and administration. So for today we are going to talk about what? For today we are going to talk about a topic that is system of modern education. But before that, we are going to see formal education, non-formal and informal education, because from here also questions in the different patterns are being seen. Okay, so if you remember, just in the last week we had one of the question from tertiary education. So you should know that this also concepts are very important. So we are going to revise this one concept, okay, with reference to education. And second concept today will be system of modern education, where we have all the commissions, okay, and reports in detail. So let's start the session for the day. Before I start the session for the day, I request again everyone, be ready with your notepad or whatever notes you have. I mean, it's a notebook which you maintain, so that you can take some important concepts or screenshot. I don't mind to take, but then how many screenshots you will keep? So it's better you can take something in your notes and revise it very well. Okay, so now let's start with the formal education system. There are 2-3 questions seen from this topic, so let's understand that in detail. So when we talk about formal education system, so basically this system is divided into 3 parts. That is, now see, remember, formal education system is divided into 3 parts. Small things also you should be very clear. Okay, so they are divided into 3 parts. What are those? It is either called as elementary or primary education, it is called as the secondary education, and it is called as tertiary education. So these are the 3 parts of formal education system, that is elementary or primary, secondary and tertiary education. So when we go with for formal education, so here basically first before we start understanding the parts, formal education is organized. So it is something which is very organized, something which is very formal, okay, and helps to get a qualification with reference to any degree. I have summarized it after 2-3 slides, but now first listen to it, okay, with helps with a formal degree which is recognized, okay, and it has 3 parts. Now what is it divided into? It is divided into elementary or primary. So when we say elementary or primary, it is the one which adopts child-centered method, that is learner-centered method approach, and it continues up to 14 years. So elementary education, that is elementary education, which is a form of formal education system, is something which is oriented towards learner, and it is continued up to 14 years. So for match the following also, if you get, you should be knowing the years also very well. Whereas when we come to the secondary education is that which provides children a sense of history and national perspective and helps them to understand the constitutional rights and duties as citizen, which is seen in class 9th and 10th, and senior secondary, that 11th and 12th. So secondary education can be extended up to what? Up to 11th and 12th class. Whereas the third part which we have is the tertiary education. Now this was the question in one of the cycle. I have taken this question. So tertiary education is the one which is which consists of higher education plus vocational. So when I say higher education, it consists of general education, that it comes in the field of commerce, science and arts, professional, that is the professional qualification. But when we talk about vocational, so on vocational also there are questions which are focusing on skills. Please remember, vocational is something which related to skills, which makes the person job oriented. So the one which is traditional, okay, with a different type of courses, either the industrial training centers or polytechnic courses, computer training, and the new emerging out of them is tours and travels, aviation, hospitality and retail. So this is what basically a part of what? Part of your tertiary education. So once again, please remember, because this question I have seen many times in in your this one previous year question paper and in recent cycle only. So if I am asking you formal education system, which is formalized, which is structurized, and which you get a recognized system for that, and it is divided into 3 parts. So it has basically 3 levels. That is, one is primary, which is up to 14 years of age. One is secondary, which not only considers class 10th but also class 11th and 12th. And then we have tertiary, which is a combination of higher and vocational. So when I say higher education, it includes all the general courses, professional courses, and vocational education includes the vocational courses, okay, given over here. So if we summarize, okay, pre-primary, when we use the word pre-primary, it is up to class 1. primary, which is up to class 5, that is, on an average age wise it can go to class 6 to 8, that is age wise it is up to 14 years. Secondary, class 8 to 10, senior secondary up to class 12, and tertiary, that is after class 12. So that is higher education plus vocational. So it's purposely the reason to add this in the box is, this can be a form of your match the following. In one of this previous year question paper, this type of question was there. So you should be very careful about your formal education system. I hope your formal education system is very clear. So even if you are being told to find out the primary or to the secondary or the senior secondary or the upper primary, you should know the age criteria and the class criteria very well. Okay. Now, I hope this is very clear with everyone. Any doubt, you can please post it in the chat box. I will take those one by one. Now, next comes is your non-formal education. So, when we say non-formal education, it refers to that education that is outside the formal school system. So, non-formal education is something which, which can be a part of community education, adult education, a lifelong education, or a second chance education, which consists of, I mean to say, the characteristics or the features for this education is either it is a alternative or a complement to formal education. So, something which stands into complementary or a alternative form of formal education for a lifelong learning, and it definitely provides, the right to assess the education for all. So, anyone who has left the education or was without the education can definitely take this opportunity in order to get themselves educated. Okay. Now, here you can get little bit, stuck up in the examples, because they will definitely give you examples and they will tell you to match. So, when we talk about non-formal education or learning, swimming sessions you take, community based sports program by organizations as the Scots, the Girl Guides, community or non-credit adult education courses, fitness programs or a sports program, or maybe the conference style, the seminar, the continuous professional development. So, these are some of the examples which stands under the non-formal learning institution. So, be careful very well that non-formal institution has certain examples where it is more into where it is more into development. Tutorial is a tutorial, but you are giving the tutorial to whom? So, if the tutorial is for the school students, it will be considered as formal. Okay, but if the tutorial is for the for as a lifelong learning, it will be considered as what? It will be considered as non-formal. Okay. The learner, now see here, in non-formal you have to be very careful that the objective here is to increase the skills and knowledge as well as experience and the rewards which are associated towards the passion of learning. So, basically here the passion plays an important role in your non-formal education. Okay. Now, comes your informal learning. Now, see, there is as such no question seen on this, but there can be a confusion created of this. So, let us sort out that also. It refers to alternative education, forms of alternative education such as, adult education can be a part of your non-formal education, yes. So, alternative education such as unschooling or homeschooling, autodidactism, that is self-teaching, and youth work. So, informal education consists of accidental and purposeful way of collaborating new information. So, informal learning is a self-focused, or you can say self-directed or self-teaching, which is basically which can be accidental, but yes, it has a purposeful way. Okay. And now, here what type of question was seen was match the following question was seen. So, they have given match the pairs for such questions. So, you have to be careful for such questions. Is it clear? Okay. Now, we are going to see the next important part, that is your, just a second. Yes. So, that comes with your next part is the system of modern education. From system of modern education, yes, family will be coming under informal. Okay. Even non-formal correspondence education, distance education will be coming under your non-formal. Okay, fine. Yes. So, now let's summarize this. So in case if you still have a doubt, I have purposely kept this slide, just to make sure that you are having an overview of this. So when we talk about formal education, it's, as I said, it is, the college education, you can say a full-time education. Just a second. Okay, whereas non-formal, it was written very well in the meaning itself. It is complementary to the formal education. So this is something which is, complements your formal education. Informal education, which is self-directed learning. So when we talk about formal education, it is something which is very structurized, which is planned, which is systematic and organized. Non-formal education is the one, because though it is complementary, but it has to be, has a proper flow. Informal, which is unstructured, which is spontaneous and which is self-motivated. See, self-directed, it means it has to be self-motivated. Okay. Now when we talk about hobby classes, will be non-formal. Hobby classes will be a part of your non-formal education, Shaili. Okay, fine. Now, here, so when we talk about formal, so examples, they will be in the form of school, colleges, universities. Non-formal, that is in the form of courses, workshop, seminar, training. So here also, see, now this we do not have workshop, seminar, but they can put you in a fix. So that is any course, any workshop, seminar, training, that will be considered as what? Your non-formal education. Whereas informal is anywhere, it happens in any form, in any way, where unless and until the person is self-directed or self-motivated. So formal education, apart from school, colleges, you get diplomas and degrees. Non-formal, your skills and capabilities, and informal gets your what? Your personal development and fulfillment. So you have to be very clear with this. Examples are very important. So from example point of view only, they can give the questions for the same. Is it clear? Okay, fine. So I hope this concept is very clear. There are questions on this. There are no typical questions seen. There are in-depth questions seen. So you should be able to first understand this, what is formal, what is non-formal, what is informal, what is the aim, what types it is consisting, and what are the examples. This should be there. This should be on your tip of the tongue for this particular concept. Okay. Now, let's go for the next topic, that is your system of modern education. Now see, system of modern education, no doubt I have taken out all the important points. I have tried to highlight it, whatever at least I can do. But again, this, in spite of revising this, it is always seen that student gets, student forget. There are some few students who are very clear with their concepts, but the students who are new in the class, or maybe you have, you forgot this concepts, you have to at least revise every alternate day till the time, the keywords are not understood. Fine. So let's start the system of modern education. The first one, that is the Charter Act, which is from the year 1813 to 1817. Now, what is the speciality of this act? So basically, it was in order to spread what? No, there is no duration wise any topic on this. Duration wise is not there for non-formal and informal. Okay. No question as such also has been seen, and no description also is given. So the Charter Act was started from 1813 to 1817. Now see, I keep on always saying you this, whenever you talk about an act or a commission or a report, see the year. That is the one way they can, again put you into the problem. See the objective. So your Charter Act objective was to spread what? Scientific knowledge in British India, and to preach the religion. So basically, the focus was on what? The focus was on scientific knowledge. So scientific knowledge is, spread of scientific knowledge. That is the key term which you have to be very careful when it comes to Charter Act. Not only this, under this act, the Hindu college was established in Calcutta, which then became the Presidency College in 1855, and finally the Presidency University in 210. So here the university, what got converted into what? In the statement question also you can get. So you have to be a little bit careful. Okay. So speciality of the Charter Act was the spread of scientific knowledge and, turning the Hindu college to a Presidency University by 2010. Is it clear? Then coming next to is your Elfisten Report. So the year of Elfisten Report is 1823. Okay, all are in order so that it becomes easier for you to remember. So what was the special feature of this Elfisten Report? So District Examination Officer. Now please remember this very well, the designation. It can be, you know, in the form of what? In the form of maybe the officer. Yes, Shabna, it is there, but that question was not that important. Sorry, the topic was not important. So I have made a, you know, for everyone, I mean to say, those students who are good can add additional to this, but those students do not have any idea and you tend to forget it again and again. So for them, this is very you know, effective notes which you can keep for yourself. Okay, so when we talk about Elfisten report, it is basically as the appointment of District Examination Officer, supervisor, and the training to the teachers. Now this is one of the oldest institution of Mumbai University and which was set up in the year 1834. Now if you see, this was again the aim or the objective was basically advancement of higher education. So this was, you know, with reference to advancement of higher education, and Elfisten institution is one of the oldest institution of Mumbai University. So Elfisten Report, if you are talking about Elfisten Report, it is basically to advance higher education, though it is not specifically mentioned, but you can write it was basically to support higher education. Okay. Now next we have is Macaulay's minutes. Now this is also a very important. What important points are there? I have highlighted that. It suggested the spread of English education in India. See, spread of English education, that is the use of the language, and also supported elementary and secondary. Now you know what comes under elementary, that is your primary education, and what comes under secondary, we have done it just now. So even if they are confusing you with the classes, so elementary, primary, we know it is till 5th, and secondary, it is secondary education, not higher secondary. So it is basically up to that is 5th to 5th standard. Okay, secondary 5th to 6th to 8th, sorry, and then 8 onwards you go to the senior secondary. So you have to keep this in mind very well, because it is, you know, Mandakini Elfisten is the name of the institute, that is Elfisten. Okay, yes. Now just a minute, let me complete this Macaulay's minutes and then I will come to you. Okay. Now when we talk about, yes, I told you elementary and secondary, I have explained you. Even this Macaulay's minutes was famous for the scientific education system, okay. That was one point which was not added earlier. So you means it wished to establish a scientific education system apart from the age related biasness to be removed, and this was the main focus of what? This was the main focus of Macaulay's minutes. Okay. Now, okay, I will take the doubts. Mandakini, your doubt is cleared. Education video and okay. Ma'am, do we need to study before 1813 modern education? See, I mean to say, the reason to bring this, you know, before 1813 is there. There are few things which I will be taking in, you know, coming classes. Like for example, certain traditional forms of universities are there and the questions are seen. But then I am going to give you only that part which is, you know, important. Now if you are asking me exactly the weightage, so 2 marks question comes, okay, and the rest of the part, you know, some goes to your one value education question will come definitely, conventional and non-conventional, there one question will be there, one will be on your report, one question will be based on your value education and environmental, and one is from your prior to 1813. So one question is expected, that is for sure. Okay. Now I hope this is very clear. Now see, again and again I am repeating, I do not want you to sit and cram this everything. You certain part, that is years, you have to cram bit, but you have to just remember what they are specialized for or what they are famous for and what type of questions are expected. Okay. Now coming ahead is your Wood's Dispatch report, that is 1854. Now when we talk about this report, okay, I have highlighted. So basically what is this report, or this particular report highlighted what? So it highlighted first policy regarding higher education. The policy, now what is the meaning of that? That is the rules and regulations were first displayed with the help of Wood Dispatch. Now see, I am reading out the sentence for you, okay, I am explaining you the meaning, but this is what I made as a notes form. But this question can be twisted. They can they can use some vocabulary in a different way and they can put it in the form of statement. But you should be very clear that there has to be there was a first policy. It means a rules and regulation regarding what? Regarding the higher education in India. Okay, that was with the help of wood dispatch. Ashwini or Manoharan, your question is too long. Just wait, I'll take it after some time. Okay. Next, it is considered to be the Magna Carta, that is a document, official document for the special reason of education, English education in India. Here, now in this question, see, under this wood dispatch, this particular point, again this question was been asked many times in previous year question paper, that is in different form. That is 3 universities were set up. One was in Madras, one was in Calcutta, one was in Bombay. The year was common for everyone, 1857, but when it was for Calcutta, it was 24th of Jan, okay. For Mumbai, it was 18th of July, and for Madras, it was 5th of September. So here, I mean to say, you can get little bit of confusion over here with the years if they give. So I'll repeat, if it is Calcutta, it is 24th of Jan, okay. Madras, it is that is the University of Madras, it is 5th of September, 5th September. And for Bombay, it is your year is 18th of, sorry, date is 18th of July. Years are common. So this can be one reason, okay. One special question on this, because till now they have just given odd man out. That is, they have added Delhi and they used to tell, find the odd man out. So it was Madras, Calcutta and Bombay. Delhi was odd man out, okay. Now, what you want me to explain again, Ashwini? Now, when we talk about regional and classical language which were taught in schools was with the help of wood dispatch, vocational education and teachers training. So now vocational, I have given you an idea about what exactly your vocational education stands for. So that again was recommended by Wood's dispatch, including teachers training. Okay, okay, fine. I'll just see the messages now. Here, Manoharan, when we talk about Macaulay's, that is spread of English education language wise, and in Wood dispatch, it was the document, I mean to say, it was considered as a policy to be considered English as a education in India. So that is, one is policy and one is language. I hope that is clear. Okay, Shabna has given the details. Fine. The colleges, yes, once I think it was been asked in the form of match the following, if I am not wrong, Shabna. Then Ashwini, what you want me to explain again, just tell me. That's what I have asked you, okay. Now, Hunter Commission. So I hope this is, see, I'll tell you again one thing. If you read, I mean to say, if you take the books with respect to system of modern education, there is n number of theory in that. But looking at the previous year question papers, looking at this set of question papers, this is the what notes I have prepared. So I am not saying that you have to learn only this, but in order to filter, because it is not time for with you nor with us, we have to study everything in detail. That much amount of time we do not have. So what filter is expected, that much filter I have brought. It means from here, based on your cycles, the questions are expected in this form. Okay, so that is what I am just trying to put it in your mind, because I don't know whether any of you have revised this in this days. So that is what it will give you, the quick revision. Okay, so coming to Hunter Commission. So Hunter Commission is the one which has emphasized on primary and higher education. Okay, propose that the universities would have to manage the affiliated colleges, that is under Hunter Commission, and as well as known as Indian Education Commission. So this was also one of the question, like for example, they have given the first Indian Education Commission, which was in 1882. Okay, much of the years I have not added, because it should not feel that you are again you don't know anything. These lectures are crashed just to put everything in your mind in the form of recalling part. So be careful. So Hunter Commission is the one which emphasized on primary and higher education, which is also known as Indian Commission Education Commission, and it also has the first Education Commission in the year 1882 only. So that you have to keep in mind. Okay. Rest all no important point is there over here. This much is important to remember. Now University Commission. So yes, when we talk about University Commission, which was established in 1902, so I have written the year over here, which was appointed for the first time by Lord Curzon for university education under the chairmanship of Sir Thomas. But anyways, names are not that, there is no as such direct question seen. What is important is next point, that is Indian University Committee, okay, was appointed to inquire the condition and the prospects of universities which were established in India, that is British India, and an act was formed, that was Universities Act 1904. So this is very, very important. It means that I have written a short sentence in short form. What it indicates that as per the recommendation of Indian University Commission, so as per the recommendation of this commission, there was an act formed, and that was called as Indian University Act 1904, which was passed on 21st of March. So you should remember that if the question comes like that, what was recommended by University Commission, which act? So it was Indian University Act. Is it clear? Fine. Okay. Yes. So the main objective as written by Shabna, that is for the main objective in order to complemented the dispatch committee, we had brought what? We had brought Hunter Commission. Okay. Fine. So let's go ahead now. Next is your Sadler Commission. So now when we talk about Sadler Commission, so the Calcutta University, so the another name or a popular, it is known as, so I have just formed the sentences, so be careful. Sadler Commission was also known as or popular as Calcutta University Commission, that is you can also get as another name, so you should be very careful. And here segregation, in some books it will be written as segregation. Segregation is nothing but a separation of intermediate education from degree college, that is that 3 years formation was done. Women's education was given importance over here. Honors, that is 4 years, and regular courses were considered as what? 3 years. Suggested a special, that is Sadler Commission suggested a special selection committee for selecting the university teachers. Now here it suggested setting up Central Advisory Board of Education. Now here on CAB also there are questions in the statement format, which was set up in 1990 but was abolished in 1923 due to financial crisis. Now the reason to highlight this, in some statement questions we have seen this. Okay, so you have to be very careful that the Central Advisory Board of Education though was set up in this as per this commission, but it was abolished due to the financial crisis. Okay. Now Varda scheme, I hope this is very clear. See, some important points I have clearly highlighted. Some I mean to say it's not that only the highlighted part should be read. Now your Sadler Commission is also known as what? Okay, it started with which education, it separated what. So this all things are very important, which you should keep in mind. Then coming to your next is Varda scheme. So now Varda scheme is also, we have studied this very well and we have seen questions also properly. Yeah, when it was back, that I have given in the next slide, so I didn't repeat it now. So Varda scheme of education is also known as Nai Talim. And on this there were a lot of questions in previous year questions. Basic education or Bunyadi Talim. This was also seen in one of the statement question. Okay, yes, a statement question also had this details. So it was known as Nai Talim, Basic Education, Bunyadi Talim, that is Shiksha, Basic Shiksha, and the outcome of philosophy of Gandhiji. Okay, the philosophy provides, that is under Varda, it provides the philosophy, that is fulfillment of men's need at all levels. So it includes that biological, sociological and physiological, psychological also. Believe that the education should bring development. Now see, this is very, very important. development of whole man. That is modification, you can also call it as basic education leads to modification of the entire behavior. So we have seen this, the question in a different way, modification of the behavior. And not only this, it emphasized, it gave importance to free, compulsory and universal education for the age group of 7 to 14. Now please remember this very well for statement question. Ashwini, my voice is very low. Everything is perfect till now. I don't know why suddenly it became low. For everyone there is a problem, and that education should be imparted in one's mother tongue. So it was Varda's scheme of education which has emphasized, you know, on importance of mother tongue. Yes, Zakir Hussain Commission is also there. Now see some, I have kept some purposely topics, you know, as a question, so that at least you will read it once, otherwise you will completely be dependent and you never read up anything. So that is again a problem. Now here today, like for example, after the class today, please make an attempt that at least this particular part, system of modern education, definitely you must be having one or another book to refer, notes I am talking about. So from that you can just refer whatever we have done. I have not taken a lot of things, I have taken only one topic but in detail. So you can put efforts, you know, with respect to what, reading this theory part, okay, so then only it will become perfect, and after alternate days you have to keep on revising, fine. Now next is, now yes, see, now some I mean to say some topics here I have taken, but that will be again coming back. Right now from the modern education system, what is needed, that I have added. So when it is surgeon report, it is also called as the scheme of post-war educational development in India, which was and recommended the setting of UGC, that is University Grant Commission. Now when we talk about Radhakrishnan Commission, which was known as, okay, now see, on Radhakrishnan Commission, on Mudalia and Kothari, in detail also I am going to bring these commissions. Today I am just introducing them because I have seen lot of questions are coming on that. So today just basic I will take, that is, it is also known as University Education Commission, okay. Integration of secondary education and higher education, which was done by setting up UGC, which was established in 1956. Use of women's education, mother tongue and rural universities was seen with the help of Radhakrishnan Commission. But Radhakrishnan Commission, as I said, I am going to get a separate class for this also, where I am going to focus lot of details, because you know I have just prepared some notes based on previous year question paper. So all that will be included, fine. At least now, as of now, you can remember what it is called as, integration of what is done and what is included. At least these 3 points you can you know, remember very well. Okay, Mandakini ma'am, how to remember years? Okay, Mandakini, in order to remember the years, you have to, as I said, there is no hard and fast rule or shortcuts or tricks, okay. You have to keep on revising it. That's the reason I am telling that alternate days, and this will happen only when you prepare your own notes, and alternate days, you know, just that quick a small piece of paper in front of you and a quick revision. And that's the reason, you know, notes helps you a lot. I'm not telling you have to write everything, just write the years and the commissions, and that if you keep on revising on alternate days, it will become fixed. There is, you know, practice only is important, no other shortcut is there over here, okay. Yes, structural hierarchy is there for university under Radhakrishnan. That is in one of the lecture I have taken that also. Mandakini's doubt is a Manoharan. For both papers, shall I see 2015? Yes, see, I told you go in a reverse order. In fact, those who are doing previous year question papers, but I have told you already the technique of previous year question papers, go from behind. Behind it means 2021 cycle. But when you are seeing the previous year question papers, all the options should be read properly. It really helps a lot, but there is a technique of doing that papers, okay? Fine. Now, Mudalia Commission. So Mudalia Commission, basically called as the Secondary Education Commission, which introduced 3-year secondary and 4-year higher education system with multi-purpose schools and vocational training institutions. So this was, you know, this was basically a part of what Mudalia Commission. Yes, Shabna, make a chart. Yes, this is, you know, this is actually your notes are going to help you out. See, like for example, now I'm explaining everything, but after half an hour, even if I ask you a year, no, you will not be able to answer, those students who are not confirmed. So this, it is a mental tendency, you know, you're going to forget this. But that, if you want to save yourself, that is the only way to make a mind mapping of this notes and keep on revising it on the alternate days. This is only going to help you out. This is one of the trick in order to get these years correct. Okay. Now, Commission on Educational Integration. A Commission on Emotional Integration. So basically, this emotional integration, there is no such question seen. It was under the chairmanship, and it recommended reorganization of curriculum, co-curricular activities, minority language as educational tool. But as such, there is no question seen yet, but at least keep in mind very well. Kothari Commission. So I said, no, Kothari Commission is again one commission which I want to put in detail. Okay, so Kothari Commission is the one which is titled as Educational and National Development Report. Okay, it is the report which proposed 3 years degree and 4 years honors. It recommended, now this was a question, 6% of national income should be spent on education. So that's the reason. All what I have highlighted in red color, that is your question for the university, that is one of your university questions. So on this the question has came. So here under Kothari Commission, the recommendation of national income, so they had asked you the percentage. So the right percentage is 6%. Yes, it also emphasized on quality improvement in higher education and establishment of Indian education system to vocationalize secondary education was one of the special feature of Kothari. But as I said, Radhakrishnan, again tomorrow, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, Kothari and Mudalia. These three commissions I am going to come in detail because they are seen, you know, a lot of questions are seen. So I have taken today only basic. Okay, I have not went in detail because it is not possible for you to keep all in mind in one day itself. So that detail, no, Shabna, what you are saying, all those details will come when I am taking that individual topic in this week itself. Okay. Now, education as one of the concurrent list, that is the responsibility of center as well as state. So many a times this question is seen, but it is seen in what, you know, it is seen only in the part of, you know, as the direct question. So education is a subject of what? Concurrent list. Rest all, that is no important, but I have written that it is because of 42nd constitutional amendment, and it is a responsibility of the states, you know, as well as the center for all levels of education. Okay, so that is the subject education, which is considered under which list. Then yes, now national policy on education. So national policy now 2020, you have a lot of emphasis on 2020, but yes, there are certain questions seen on 1968 and 86. So years also you have to keep in mind. Okay, that is Kothari Commission has followed the national education policy of 68 and 86, and it suggested 6% of national income to be spent on education, which will help to impart higher education. That is by the help of what? Distance mode. Now distance mode, which was brought up by the policy of 1968. Sam Pitroda. Now for Sam Pitroda, NKC, that is National Knowledge Commission, is very, very important. There are several questions seen on this, which has recommended restructuring of curriculum and has supported, you know, entry of foreign universities and recommended the increasing number of universities, that is 1,500 by 2015. Okay, so enrollment, high enrollment basically in higher education system. Okay, now when we talk about Yashpal Committee, so yes, Yashpal Committee suggested scrapping of higher education, okay, and has built up or created, you can say, higher education and research, that is Commission for Higher Education and Research, which comes under what? Which comes under one of the apex body. So when we are going to see one topic on apex body, that time this topic will be discussed, that is Commission for Higher Education and Research. Now Anil Kakodakar's committee, in that we had only one question based on budget, that is every institution. Now this was again a statement question where every institution is recommended 2% of budget, okay, which will be specially kept for what? Which will be specially kept for research, that is apart, which will be kept apart for a specific purpose that is called as research, okay. Yes, now I have just missed some doubts, okay. I'll just take one by one all the doubts, just a second. Okay, now yes, now see, basically some students have, just Shabna and others also have put in lot of inputs. You can take down those inputs or you can wait, because as I said, I'll be coming up in detail also. So, that time we will take into consideration. Multidisciplinary approach, okay. Meaning of scrapping, it means, to remove, to discard. To discard. The meaning of word scrapping, it's nothing but to discard. 8 schedule, I think it is related to language. Wait, I have just lost the connection of messages. Manoharan, 3% of elementary, 1.5 of secondary. Yes, but that bifurcation till now detailing not given, but yes, we will take that also into consideration. Okay, so okay, rest of the messages are related to extra information, which we will also consider when we are detailing, when we come to the detail part of every commission. Okay, that time we will do it. Disciplinary National Policy New Education Policy 2020. Okay. Yes, approach of learning. There are two different meanings, Shabna. I will come to that part also. The two different approaches is different, and multidisciplinary implementation is of 2020 committee. That is there. Okay. Yes. Now, National Council of Education. Now, under National Council of Education, we have seen the question related to objective. That is, teaching traditions, culture, morals. It was one of the statement question. With respect to what? With respect to modern education in vernacular language. Okay. And here we had an establishment of university, National University in Bengal. Now, this, I meant to say, yes. One is Haddock Committee, where we have seen one question related to objective, that is objective to improve the standard of university education. So there was one statement commission, that is we did in the cycle also, a statement question where we have studied what was the main emphasis of Haddock Committee, that is to improve the standard and to establish the CABE, that is Central Advisory Board of Education again, which was closed because of the financial crisis. Then Aptitude report, yet there is no question on this, but still as in one of the system I have brought it. It is basically to study the problem of Indian education system, which was not highlighted by anyone, and to recommend the establishment of polytechnics, agriculture schools in order to increase the employment. So for the employment purpose, this report was was really considered important. Okay. Yes. Now, yes, it is division. Yeah, division it is. Fine. I hope, Shabna, your doubt is clear for that what you have written. Now, Sapru Committee, which was set up in 1934, okay, which was by UP government for examining unemployment, and there is no it pointed out unemployment which was due to faulty education system. Now see, faulty, it means here they mean which was providing only the degrees, there was no quality education. So there was one statement for this once, faulty education is nothing but it refers to the quality of education, and this committee recommended the education for the purpose of that is skills with reference to employment, diversified courses, 3 years degree courses with intermediate state to be abolished. So basically this committee was very serious with respect to employment, and they wanted that to be in improvement with what? To the quality of education. Fine. Now the rest of these 3 committees, there are no questions seen, but as they are part, we have just mentioned it. That is Sri L.K. Shrimali Committee, which was on higher education for rural areas and rural institutions. Durgabai Deshmukh committee was basically on women's education, and Sayadin committee basically was, University Grant Commission to review the committee on education. This three, in the very starting syllabus, in a very old syllabus, this question was seen in the form of match the following, but not at all in recent cycles. But still, once you can just keep in mind that which is for rural education, that is Shrimali committee. Deshmukh committee is for women's education, and Sayadin committee is basically to review the committee on education. Okay, so yes, I know that any student who is sitting for the first time with all this information will definitely feel little bit bouncing, but as I told you, I have made all the notes with intention that any fresher, okay, or student who has not revised it, for them it becomes easier. But certain commissions are there. There are no questions. Neelam, I said there will be no questions today. I'll be taking only concepts today. This was made clear yesterday in the class only. Okay, so be careful. I'm going to plan. Otherwise, tomorrow now, let's see how on commissions whether I will be able to set the question. Because I don't want to jump now. I've promised some students that details I will take. It's like a crash revision. So we can't, it's before we do go for a crash course. It is like a mini crash course revision. So which will help you to remember the things or to recall the things. Okay. Yes. So Manoran, I didn't get what you said. Questions regarding today. Yes, I will add it in tomorrow's class. That's what I'm doing, because both the things parallelly will definitely confuse the things, but I'll take some question. Let us see. Based on today's topic, I'll take the questions tomorrow whether you are able to recall or not. Okay. So yes, that's all for the day. Tomorrow I am planning to come with some important commissions in detail. So let's see how it works out. Okay. Fine. So let's meet up tomorrow again with, that is Mudalia Commission, Kothari Commission and Radhakrishnan Commission. I am going to do it in detail. So don't miss the class. At least whatever you can take up and grab at last moment, it will be best for you, so that you don't have to when one revision class only you can get all the information, and just you have to keep on revising the topics. Okay. Thank you everyone. Yes. See you tomorrow everyone.